Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and same old song and dance as far as air quality goes. Check this shot out. This is from Wenatchee Heights, our cross camera on our Sky-Fi tower camera looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. Normally we can see the George Seller Bridge down there. Yeah, not today. Air quality not so great, and we are seeing that. We've been seeing that all week. In fact, we have an air quality alert that will run through today. In fact, will run all the way into about 10 a.m. on Friday. Current readings at around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Wenatchee, we were at 349. Keep in mind, 301 to 500 is hazardous. Also hazardous, Chelan at 311. Leavenworth in the very unhealthy category at 210. Plain also very unhealthy at 201, and Quincy unhealthy at 193 right now. So Wenatchee once again seeing some of the worst air quality of anywhere in the state, and there may be a little bit of a reprieve from this heavy smoke, and we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Evacuations were lifted this morning on the Grass Valley fire as crews get closer to surrounding the large brush fire in the Coulee Dam area of Douglas County. The Crescent Mountain fire near Twisp is now 37% contained as crews take advantage of more favorable weather conditions. And Central Washington University has announced the firing of political science professor Matt Manueller. But first, we begin tonight. 1,225 total firefighters continue to battle to contain the Cougar Creek fire. The fire has scorched over 48 square miles of forest land in the upper Entiat Valley. Light winds and an inversion moderated the fire behavior yesterday. Crews were able to perform burnout operations to improve depth on the most vulnerable portions of the fire line. Fire behavior analyst Jeff Shelton says there's a lot of unburned fuels within the fire's perimeter that will generate more smoke, but ultimately result in a more fire-resistant forest in the future.
What we like to do is take a confinement and containment strategy, lock off the edge, and in a large part, if we can safely do it, let the fire consume those fuels on the interior and be done with it. One of the other things that does for you is it removes a lot of those fuels. So if we go in and we start getting real aggressive with putting out the fire, we're leaving you stored energy on the ground, and we don't want to do that. Especially in a scenario where you have a lot of dead standing timber, that nature's way of really getting rid of that is a lightning storm coming through and burning it down. Well, we don't want it to take your homes and your property with it, but the healthiest thing for the forest is to have what they call a fire return interval that comes on a regular basis. And what the Forest Service and the land managers do is if that return interval has been held back because of values at risk, they will try to simulate that by doing thinning and controlled fire when the weather and the scenario dictates, so they can return the forest to a healthy state. And that healthy state is very resilient to fire. And that's what we'd like to do. And so by letting those heavier fuels consume, which are going to be an issue for your air quality, it will create a healthier environment overall afterwards.
Firefighters are using favorable weather conditions to prepare holding lines ahead of winds predicted for late Thursday and Thursday night. The Cougar Creek fire is currently at 31,062 acres and is at 28% containment. The Lost fire has not grown. The Entiat River Road remains closed to all traffic except for local residents. Evacuations were lifted this morning on the Grass Valley fire as crews get closer to surrounding the large brush fire in the Coulee Dam area of Douglas County. The blaze that started Saturday afternoon during a windstorm scorched over 75,000 acres of brush and sage lands. The fire is now 90% contained and could be entirely contained by tonight. Despite the lifting of evacuations, officials say the fire is still active with some remaining hot spots within that perimeter. They caution residents that things could change and to remain vigilant. Meanwhile, the Crescent Mountain fire is now 37% contained as crews take advantage of more favorable weather conditions. Officials say lower humidity and light southwest winds combined with higher temperatures resulted in low fire behavior. The fire burning in the headwaters of the Twist River Valley measures over 17,000 acres. Officials add that the McLeod fire burning just north of the Crescent Mountain fire has also calmed down, giving firefighters an opportunity to establish more containment.
All in all, things are looking really good. I think today, if the sun comes out and the smoke clears for a little while, we're probably going to see some growth up on the McLeod fire. All it needs up there is a little sunshine and a little wind, and it's going to move around pretty well this afternoon.
The level 2 evacuation area has been expanded. There are currently no level 3 evacuations in place. The fire is approximately 1.7 miles from the closest home. Central Washington University has announced the firing of political science professor Matt Manweller. The university issued a news release Tuesday explaining that a notice of termination has been posted following the completion of an independent investigation into alleged inappropriate conduct. Manweller, who also currently serves as a House representative in the state's 13th legislative district, has worked at Central since 2004. Manweller has been on paid leave from the school since December. That same month, he was removed by House Republican leadership from his ranking member position on a House committee, and he resigned his position as assistant floor leader. University officials said that the investigative report won't be made available publicly until later this month. Manweller has denied wrongdoing and issued a video earlier this month accusing the university of manufacturing allegations. He says the investigation is politically motivated. Well, coming up next, earlier today, all 5 pieces of the newly constructed 59er diner made its way through Leavenworth on tractor trailers and then on to its final destination at Coles Corner. Today is Senior Day during day number 2 of the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. The fair runs through this Saturday, August 18th. And 2 former Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court members have reunited on television in Arizona. We'll tell you about it. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Hello, and what is up? Welcome to Career Shift Business Edition. I've got 3 choices: certificate, associates, and bachelor's. I'm going associates. And I'm enrolled. Stay alert, this game moves pretty fast. Whoa, exams almost did me in. I'm back on track and picking up speed. And I'm in the home stretch. Degree complete, and I'm ready to go to work. Charter helped me make that career shift. Your turn.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Welcome back. In another news, as NCW Life News reported to you on Monday, the iconic Stevens Pass Eatery 59er Diner is making a much anticipated comeback. After a fire destroyed the popular 59er Diner along Highway 2 at Coles Corner 2 years ago, owner Joe Canada vowed to rebuild the diner, and the project has been completed. Finally, earlier today, all 5 pieces of the newly constructed diner made its way through Leavenworth on tractor trailers and then on to its final destination at Coles Corner. The new 59er Diner was constructed in Atlanta, Georgia by the Fry Moss Company. The 59er Diner food truck, currently operating in Coles Corner, will continue to serve burgers and shakes during the assembly of the new diner. Cranes will start putting the diner's sections in place starting on Thursday. Opening day is expected to be in the fall of 2018. In other news, today is Senior Day during day number 2 of the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. The fair runs through this Saturday, August 18th. Events coming up on Thursday, which is First Responders Day, include an antique tractor display, an Old West gunfight and stunt show, and one of the featured events, the Moses Lake Roundup Rodeo, which begins at 7:30. The rodeo also continues on Friday and Saturday nights at 7:30. Friday night also features rising country music star Jackson Mickelson on the main music stage, I should say, and that's from 8:30 to 10. More musical entertainment to wrap up the fair on Saturday night with gold record Mexican musical artist Diana Reyes. She will be on stage from 9 p.m. to 10:30, also on that main stage. The Fair Carnival also runs daily on Thursday and Friday from 2 p.m. to midnight and from noon to midnight on Saturday. Two former Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court members have reunited on TV. The Apple Blossom Festival's Facebook page announced yesterday that 1992 Princess Kaylee O'Kelly is back at ABC Channel 15 in Arizona, and she's working for 1980 Princess Anita Helt. Very cool. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Vominos junk haulers, big or small, they haul it all. Vominos junk haulers are experienced at hauling junk from your household items to yard and construction debris. That old hot tub and eyesore, Vominos, will make it Vominos. Recycling is a priority to Vominos junk haulers. They'll haul away your old appliances and electronics. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vominos Junk Haulers also rents trucks and trailers. Call Vominos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy hump day. Well, we're still a few weeks away from another school year starting, but today is the first day of practice for area fall sports teams across North Central Washington. Pending the smoke, you might see some football teams begin practice for the first games just 16 days as the gridiron season kicks off August 31st. That also means we're that much closer to our first broadcast of fall sports right here on the NCW Life channel. Eastmont will play host to Wilson High School in football right here. Well, even though the Apple Sox season is done, the West Coast League playoffs continue. Trace Tamaros' 3-run home run highlighted an 8-run first inning as Corvallis took Game 1 of the West Coast League Championship Series from Kelowna 17-6 on the road at Elk Stadium. The Knights brought 13 men to the plate in the first inning and chased Kelowna starter Isaac Olson after just a third of an inning. He allowed 7 runs on 5 hits. Bo Phillip 4 for 5 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs, while Chad Stevens was 4 for 6 with 3 runs and an RBI to lead Corvallis offensively. The Knights had 21 hits in the game. The best-of-3 series now shifts to Corvallis for Game 2 tomorrow night at 6:35. Well, speaking of baseball, Joel Norman, voice of the Apple Sox, stopped by earlier today to talk about his highlights of the summer of baseball for Wenatchee, starting with an unbelievable catch by a short-time Sox player in Portland.
Sam Waterman, a guy who I think he's going to be an incoming freshman with the Yakima Valley. We just had him for a couple days over the weekend because of that doubleheader in there. I mean, that whole weekend in Portland was crazy. 3 straight days of rainouts and then a doubleheader on Monday. Then you hit the road immediately to go to Corvallis. That was a heck of a road trip. Thank goodness it was our longest one of the season. I don't know if we could have done another one like that. But anyway, that was great. And I remember We tried to get that on a Sports Center, and we just about nearly did, but I forget what happened. I think it was the video quality wasn't quite strong enough. That was one of my favorite ones. Corey Myers 2 Grand Slam night. How many times?
And having that happen at home.
Yeah, that was great. I think a lot of fans really appreciate and we're realizing what they were seeing, especially because how many times are you ever going to see that happen? A couple weeks ago, I think we had the 3 straight home runs.
Back to back.
Yeah, on a span of 6 pitches too.
Yeah.
That's another one. When do you see that happen? That's what I love about baseball is you never know what you're going to see when you come to the ball.
Norman will stay on through the fall and winter to help the Apple Sox in sales and promotions. We'll feature more of that discussion with Joel next week, right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, Seattle's chase of Oakland in the wildcard race literally took a hit last night as James Paxton had to leave the game after being struck by a line drive in his pitching arm in the first inning. Thankfully, the x-rays came back showing no broken bones, but Paxton will still miss at least one start. Meanwhile, Felix Hernandez called on for the bullpen for his first time in his career. He went 5 2/3, allowed 2-run home run. Seattle lost it 3-2. The Mariners scored first at the top of the first when Nelson Cruz drove home Mitch Haniger with an RBI single. Marcus Semien tied it in the bottom of the first with a leadoff home run off of Paxton. The A's took the lead with a 2-run shot by Jed Lowry in the third. Robinson Cano made his return to Seattle's lineup last night, hitting second and playing first base. It was Cano's first action since mid-May after serving an 80-game suspension for violating the Major League Baseball performance-enhancing drug policy. Cano went 1 for 4 at the plate with a single in the third. The loss dropped Seattle 3.5 games back of Oakland for that final wild card spot in the American League. Well, let's see what else happened in the American League West last night. As we check the scoreboard, it gets tighter and tighter. Nolan Arredondo hit a go-ahead 2-run home run against Justin Verlander to power the Rockies to a 5-1 win over the Astros at Minute Maid Park. It was Houston's 9th consecutive loss at home. That coupled with Oakland's win over Seattle. And the A's now trail the Stros for first in the West by just 1 game. Paul Goldschmidt and Alex Avila homered to lead Arizona to a 6-4 win at Texas. Justin Upton extended his hitting streak to 7 games by going 3 for 5 with a 2-run home run and 3 RBIs to lead Los Angeles to a 7-3 win over the Padres in San Diego. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And by the way, Eric, happy birthday. Well, it's a rite of passage about this time every year. Kids and parents gearing up for another school year. That means new school supplies and, of course, new clothes. The 16th annual Clothes for the Classroom event happens this Saturday at the Saddle Rock Evangelical Presbyterian Church in Wenatchee. In tonight's feature story, Tom Nees of Serve Wenatchee Valley told host Dan Kuntz that parents and kids can expect on a recent visit to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Well, it is all new clothes, and that's something that we committed to a number of years ago for various reasons. But all the kids will receive a new pair of jeans and a couple of new shirts and a new pair of tennis shoes and some socks, and we'll have the haircut station set up so they can get a fresh new look stepping into the year. And there is great activities. There's a craft center, and Child Evangelism Fellowship will be there with Story Barn and telling stories with balloons, and great event.
You mentioned kids. Let me ask you this right off the top. What is the age parameters for this Clothes for the Classrooms?
It is K through 8th grade. Okay. So kindergarten through 8th grade is the area that we serve. But we that is what our focus is, but it's kind of a guideline a little bit. So if a family does come in and they've got 3 kids that are in that age range and 1 that may be a little bit over that, we do have some gift cards that we will be able to have available and try to help with with some additional stuff there.
Clothes for the Classroom runs from 8 a.m. to noon this Saturday, and kids who want new clothes need to attend along with a parent or guardian with proper identification. And can you believe it? The 2018-2019 school year begins 2 weeks from today. Well, we'll be back with the recap of some of our top stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including Ncwlife, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
Walk and Roll Wenatchee's Asian Express is fast, fresh food. Wenatchee Roll's new Poke Hawaiian Fresh Salad Bar is the best. Fresh greens, fresh seafood, and handmade sauces. You know what you want. At Walk and Roll, create your own style meal. Hot off the line chicken, beef, and veggie plates. Lunch or dinner to match your appetite. Fresh sushi, hot entrees, Poke Fresh Salad Bar. It's new. It's Walk and Roll Wenatchee, fast, fresh food your way. Located on 5th and Mission.
Welcome back to the Ncwlife Evening News. 1,225 total firefighters continue the battle to contain the Cougar Creek fire. The fire has scorched over 48 square miles of forest land in the upper Entiat Valley. Light winds and an inversion moderated the fire behavior yesterday. Crews were able to perform burnout operations to improve depth on most vulnerable portions of the fire line. Fire behavior analyst Jeff Shelton says there's a lot of unburned fuels within the fire's perimeter that will generate more smoke but ultimately result in a more fire-resistant forest in the future.
What we like to do is take a confinement and containment strategy, lock off the edge, and in a large part, if we can safely do it, let the fire consume those fuels on the interior and be done with it. One of the other things that does for you is it removes a lot of those fuels. So if we go in and we start getting real aggressive with putting out the fire, we're leaving you stored energy on the ground. And we don't want to do that, especially in a scenario where you have a lot of dead standing timber that nature's way of really getting rid of that is a lightning storm coming through and burning it down. Well, we don't want it to take your homes and your property with it, but the healthiest thing for the forest is to have what they call a fire return interval that comes on a regular basis. And what the Forest Service and the land managers do is if that return interval has been held back because of values at risk, they will try to simulate that by doing thinning and controlled fire when the weather and the scenario dictates, so they can return the forest to a healthy state. And that healthy state is very resilient to fire. And that's what we'd like to do. And so by letting those heavier fuels consume, which are going to be an issue for your air quality, it will create a healthier environment overall afterwards.
Firefighters are using favorable weather conditions to prepare holding lines ahead of winds predicted for Thursday and Thursday night. The Cougar Creek fire is currently at 31,062 acres and is at 28% containment. Meanwhile, the Lost Fire has not grown. The Entiat River Road remains closed to all traffic except for local residents. Evacuations were lifted this morning on the Grass Valley fire as crews get closer to surrounding the large brush fire in the Coulee Dam area of Douglas County. The blaze that started Saturday afternoon during a windstorm has scorched over 75,000 acres of brush, sagelands, and wheatland. The fire is now 90% contained and could be entirely contained by tonight. Despite the lifting of evacuations, officials say the fire is still active with some remaining hot spots within the perimeter. They caution residents that things could change and to remain vigilant. Well, the Crescent Mountain fire is now 37% contained as crews take advantage of more favorable weather conditions. Officials say lower humidity and light southwest winds combined with higher temperatures resulted in low fire behavior. The fire burning in the headwaters of the Twisp River Valley measures over 17,000 acres. Officials add that the McLeod fire, burning just north of the Crescent Mountain fire, has also calmed down. That's giving firefighters an opportunity to establish more containment.
All in all, things are looking really good. I think today, if the sun comes out and the smoke clears for a little while, we're probably going to see some growth up on the McLeod fire. All it needs up there is a little sunshine and a little wind, and it's going to move around pretty well this afternoon.
The Level 2 evacuation area has been expanded. There are currently no Level 3 evacuations in place. The fire is about 1.7 miles from the closest home. Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. But before we get to those details, as always, let's take another peek outside. Once again, our smoky weather window. In fact, I think it's even gotten worse over the course of our newscast. This looking down from, believe it or not, Wenatchee Heights from the cross camera, our Sky-Fi tower camera up there. And yeah, the Wenatchee Valley is down there. You can see part of the river. You can't see much of the George Seller Bridge right now. Once again, air quality very bad. 349 right now in Wenatchee. That is hazardous. Also hazardous Chelan with a reading of 311. We do have a bit of a reprieve as we take a look at our surface loop now. Not so much tomorrow afternoon. As we take a look at Thursday afternoon, yeah, temperature is still going to remain on the warm side. Today, about 90 degrees. I don't expect that to change a whole lot through the rest of the week and into the weekend. But notice on Friday, there is an area of low pressure in eastern Washington. That will slide through. And what will happen, especially Thursday night into Friday, our winds will kick up. In fact, we could see gusts around 17 miles an hour Thursday night. That could scour some of this smoke out Friday and possibly, there you see it on Saturday into our weekend. Still going to be warm though, with temperatures in the lower 90s as we make our way into the end of the weekend on Sunday. More of the same with temperatures basically between 90 and 95. We're not going to get rid of all the haze. In fact, we're going to see more of it probably build up on Monday as we see more of a northerly flow, which will bring more of that British Columbia smoke down our way. So Monday, it's going to be hot and it's going to be smoky with high temperatures maybe into the middle 90s on Monday. Let's take a look at that quick lube and tune forecast now. Tonight, 70 degrees our overnight low, hot and hazy for Thursday. And keep in mind, all the temperatures you see on this map could be about 2 degrees less than that. It depends on how much haze and smoke we have out there. 95 Thursday, 93 on Friday. Not much of change in our forecast. Saturday through Tuesday, temperatures predominantly in the low 90s with lows in the upper 60s. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.
Hi, I'm JD Taylor from Elite Hoop Effects, and you are watching the NCW Life channel.